اینجا شهر باستانی افسوسه.
That was the state agora, the political agora of the city. So it's a kind of an administrative center of the city. But on the slope of the hill, you see a theater-like building. It's a kind of a theater, it's a kind of an Odeon. But before the Roman rule, it was used as a bulletarian. Bulle means council. Bulletarian means council house. So the councils selected from the aristocratic families. They gathered here and they made all kind of decisions about the city. It was originally covered with a wooden roof, but in time, of course, after the earthquakes, it's completely collapsed. So even most of the seating places of the bulletarian gone. So especially if you look at the upper seats, they are all from the restoration and the new.
It was dedicated to Emperor Augustus. He was the adopted son of Julius Caesar.
So the bulletarian was important. Again, it was the administrative center of the city. But at the moment, we are the new rulers. We will make all kinds of.
These are Ionic
Have fun here, and they converted this structure into a hotel. It happened also the other cities in Asia. Let's enter inside.
Think about the situation by chariots. So each of the camel pieces have holes and wheels. They use now to left, attach the pieces. You put the pieces on and on, and then they place them.
So on the lintel, you can see a crow's card. The Ephesians, they Christianized everything. After the Christians became really powerful, they even Christianized the former emperor. So in the museum, you can see emperor statues, and they all have a cross on their forehead. So you can see the cross here. So these seats you see here, especially the white ones, they are all original. But I told you the upper parts, the dark color stones, they are after the restoration. Again, we are on the stage right now. You can see the orchestra. The interesting part, look at the sides of the stairs. You can see griffin. There is a very common motif of the theaters everywhere. They always decorated with the griffin. Some says that the lion, but these are the griffin pound.
Ionic or Ionic?
Between the Bulgarian, the Prythanian, we had a peristyle house building here, but it's difficult to understand here because the Byzantine, the Roman era is really mixed here. But the most important structure here on the left side, this is the Prytainian. This is another important place. Yesterday I was talking about the Western priests who were responsible with the sacred flame. So that building is called as Prytainian. This was the kind of a religious building. It's a kind of a guest house. The Ephesians, they welcomed important guests in that structure, but was also a sacred building. So there was a platform and there was a big flame. They always kept this flame alive because it symbolized the immortality of this city. And the archaeologists, they discovered two beautiful Artemis statues there, now displayed in the Ephesus museum. Let's go there and you can see the Doric columns there. Yeah, watch your step here. Especially 50 meters later, we're gonna walk on the marble and it can be very slippery, so please be careful. We better to go there for a while, let them go first, and then we can deal with even if I come back. Ephesus, you can see the Gulf of Ephesus. So please imagine between the mountain, Ephesus mountain on the left, and the mountain you see far, between there was a water once time. So we are now looking at the Gulf of Ephesus. The harbor of Ephesus, just behind that colonnaded building, is the library, the third largest library of the world. And maybe 200, 300 meters behind it was the harbor of the Ephesus. So even in the Roman times, the harbor was connected to the open water with a canal. So the silting was again the problem. So the emperors, they were sending money to the Ephesus for the cleaning of the harbor, because the Ephesus was really important for them. You know, Cicero. But he was the governor of the Cilicia in the first century BC, and on his letters he says that Asia, the Western Anatolia, no doubt surpassed all the provinces of the Roman Empire because of the richness, because of the fertile and the raw material. So it was an important city for the Asia, for the prophets who went to Asia, and they were really each other to come Ephesus as a consul. So all the skirts of these hills still under the ground, unexcavated. The dwellings of the Romans probably on most of them on that hill, the Ephesus mountain. Here on the down below you see a new excavation site. The last year they started a new excavation here. Now the archaeologists discovered 6th, 7th century AD some shops, some tabernas. These are restaurants, and they discovered thousands of pottery fragments. and we know, they know actually the ancient diet. They know what they were eating, what they were consuming from these new excavations. So you can see the Australian Archaeology Association. So they started the excavations just after the John Turtlewood. More than 100 years they have been excavating here. Sabine last year, she is the head archaeologist. She's from the Vienna University. Of course, together with the Turkish archaeologists or other archaeologists from different corners of the world, more than 100 archaeologists. They are in Ephesus. It's a kind of again average program. So let's go to square of Domitian again. Yeah. These are shops, the vaulted shops here. There was a terrace there, and on the terrace there was this temple of Domitian. It was the imperial temple. Again, it was the source of the problems between the Romans and the early Christians. Let's walk from that way. Maybe it can be a different for experienced ones. Look at these beautiful inscription here. Demos Ephesian, the people of Ephesus, right? Demos, democracy means people. Same word. What's your stuff here? Careful. On the left side, under the pine tree, there was a imperial temple for Augustus and the Rome, but it was completely demolished. Now you can only see foundation of the temple, but it was an important temple. It was, symbolizing the Roman state, and it was in the heart of the state agora. Pipeline here comes from the cistern we saw from there, and there was a huge nymphaeum here. Nymphaeum means a monumental fountain. So Ephesus was a warm place, so that's why they built fountains everywhere. So maybe in 200 meters we're gonna see three big fountains. This one here. And there are archaeologists discovered beautiful statues, mythological beasts, the tritons or tritons, the half fish, half human, the son of the Poseidon, now all displayed in the Museum of Ephesus. So this is the side street connecting the state agora and the square of Domitian. Again, Domitian, he is the one who persecuted Christians most after the lunatic Nero. On either side you're gonna see some shops, and behind the shops we have also a crypto portico. It's a kind of a gallery for the inscriptions. Interesting. You can see Hellenistic foundation and then the Roman structure here. Again, you can understand it's a cyclopic wall. huge blocks, no concrete between it. So these are from the Hellenistic times. But above you can see the Roman shops here. The either side is the same. And in front of us on the right side you're gonna see another monumental fountain, the fountain of Polio from the 1st century AD. Especially during the imperial times, the aristocrats or rich people or rulers, they competed for donations to make their names famous. This is one of them. It's a kind of a donation to the city by the governor Polio. He ordered to build aqueduct, bridges, cisterns, and this is the terminal point of the aqueduct. It was a huge monumental fountain. You can see a group of statues here. They displayed now in the museum of Ephesus. So the story was the Odysseus story. You can see here Odyssey and the Polyphemus, one of the Cyclops. We know from the epic book of Odyssey, he was captured by Polyphemus on the Greek island, and then the Odysseus, he gave him a drunk wine. They blinded him. They escaped from the island. So he was so smart because when he introduced him to the Polyphemus, he said, I am nobody. Yeah, that is great. And after they blinded him, he's shouting everything, and then his brothers came and the brothers asked him, who did this to you? And he said, nobody. And then they hide it under the ship, and this is how they escaped from the Polyphemus, the island of the Polyphemus. So that's why I told you the architectures they call cyclopic wall. So Polyphemus was a cyclop, so you can see again the cyclopic wall and all the cyclops. Stones put there, you need the cyclopic vein. So when you see a bumpy stone walls, you can call them cyclopic wall, mostly from the Hellenistic era. And then after the invention of the concrete, then you see bricks or smaller stone walls. So please be careful here, the ground is not good in the square of Domitian. Domitian was a really bad, some says he was a good emperor for the Roman state, but he persecuted early Christians. John was also on exile on Patmos Island. Then they assassinated him. Then the Senate declared Damnata Memoria, which means to damn somebody's memory, or if you want to delete somebody's name from the history, you declare Damnata Memoria. So they demolished his temple on the terrace. There is nothing remaining. Excavation started there. They discovered several columns, but then they bury again. So they are going to excavate maybe in the future. But we still call here as a mention prayer. And another monument in front of us. It looks like a Salvador Dali art. Really, it's very surreal. You don't understand what was standing there. The Austrians in the 60s, they tried to combine the ancient art and the modern art. This is how they explain here. This is really interesting because they use concrete everywhere. If you ask me, this is so funny. It looks like a Stargate. You don't understand anything at all. But if you look at the information board, you can see the reconstruction drawing. We have these two pieces here. The one on the left side, you're gonna see the goddess Nike. She's the goddess of victory, and she's also called as Victoria in the Roman mythology. if you look at her hands, you can see in one hand she's holding palm leaf. We know also from Bible they welcome Jesus with the palm leaf. It symbolizes victory. This is how Jesus entered Jerusalem. And on her other hand, you can see a laurel wreath, which is also the symbol of the victory.
That's the one that our editor put in
She's
the book.
depicted with wings always. She's flying. Always she's holding a laurel wreath because she's the giver of the victory. Especially after the races, the athletes also they wear laurel wreath. Sometimes generals after the battle.
Your. No, please
Oh,
take.
with my phone.
Yeah,
My phone. I got it.
Halfway down. Down here, I want to get somebody to take our picture because we have that. This was all people, elbow to elbow, all the way down when we came before.
Especially around 9 o'clock. The church 9 o'clock, Ephesus can be very crowded because of the cruise
Sure.
ship and the other
Well, that was us.
group. They entered Ephesus at the same time. Again, these are constructed from 6th and the 7th century AD, early Byzantine era. So you can see the Turkish workers, they are very good actually. They know at least because they've been working here for several years. They are like archaeologists, they know everything. You can ask any questions to them sometimes. So if you want, you can take beautiful picture. Here,
Inscription in both Greek and Latin language. It is Ephesian. I cannot read it by
Artemis. On either side, you can see shops and the colonnade, again from the Roman
Let me
era.
get where Chris was.
And Hercules protects the area.
Thank you very much.
Victoria.
Yeah. All right, I'll put under it. Picture taken by, I have a couple by some other folks here that Chris got me yesterday.
So the pillars you see in front of us belong to a gate, a monumental gate of Hercules. Behind, you can see the beautiful relief of Hercules. Again, And we have a gentleman and his cat. The immortal cats of Ephesus. He's Dr. Alexandrios. I don't know how he did, but in the 3rd century AD, he stopped the malaria in the city. So they put his statue here. You can see a Greek inscription. It's a kind of the steed of the faith. At the same time, you can see other pedestals, especially on the right side of the street. There were bronze or marble statues on these pedestals. So these are popular or famous Ephesian can be a gladiator or a saint person or maybe
Just want to show something about
Alexandros.
Paul.
Careful, it can be a slippery, it can be got yeah, so also the same on the right hand side, you can see 2 layers of wall. One wall close to us with bricks. These are original walls from the imperial era, but the other one we call that wall as dry wall, no concrete. So when it rains, also the water is leaking and it stops the erosion here. Otherwise, you can see here covers all these chops for the excavated parts. So excavation is the part of restoration. Then you have to open here. So every year, they take care of these it's very expensive. So especially because these sites, they need money and they need sponsors and the big companies, local companies supporting these excavations. Millions of euros every year they spend. But of course here is Ephesus, it's a little bit very because after the Ephesians they abandoned here, they never built ancient one. We have a beautiful here. So there's the dedication for the Ephesus region here. The fountain you see on the right side, it was a monumental fountain for the region. He lived, he died in the early 2nd century AD, and the Hadrian ascended his throne. So there was a U-shaped, 2-story big fountain here. In the central niche, there was a colossal statue of the Emperor Trajan. Only a right foot remained from this colossal statue. So here you can see a huge pool. It was once covered with the marble slabs. You can see some broken parts here. Again, the best way to understand this building, please look at the information board. You're gonna see the drawing, reconstruction drawing. Archaeologists, they discovered beautiful statues here, especially Dionysus, the god of wine, now displayed in the Museum of Ephesus.
发现的时候它还在这儿，然后挖出来以后我们挖出来。
Please come to this site. I want you to see a beautiful colony. Another donation. But this time from Alitarchus. He lived in the 1st century BC. He donated a colonnade, a mosaic here. And look at this beautiful mosaic. You see some geometrical design, some floral designs. And there are also kind of animals on the other side. The shops are really in a good condition here. In some shops you can see stairs these shops had two floors, and there were maybe silversmiths here, maybe ironsmiths, some leather shops, some textiles, wine shops here. So we are in the heart of Ephesus right now.
Ekmeğim benim ya.
Behind the shops, these are the houses of the wealthy Romans. Archaeologists, they excavated two insula. Insula means city block. So this is the insula 1, they already excavated, and the other one covered with the roof is the insula 2, where people also visit the terrace houses there. And in the
Zouden we even Alexander?
quarter, one of the most fancy building is the Temple of Hadrian. On the right hand side is one of the best restoration of Ephesus. We have mythological characters here, and beside these characters we have also beautiful relief. It's a kind of a propaganda relief of the Roman Empire. So if you look at the keystone, you can look at the art on the keystone. You can see a queen like her name is Fortuna. She's the bringer of the faith and the luck. She was the goddess of luck. Everywhere you can see her relief or her statue, and she's depicted with a crown here, and she's gazing horizon. She's so beautiful here. And behind, above the tape, you're gonna see the Medusa. But we have other theories here. Some say that he's not Medusa. He can be the lover of Hadrian. Hadrian, he had a love affair with the one Anatolian young guy from Bithynia, from Marmara, northwest. But he lost his lover in the river Nile. Then he deified him. Temples built after his lover Antoninus. Some scholars believe that maybe he is Antoninus, but we have no certain information about the identity of that character. Maybe Medusa, maybe Antoninus.
Top. And it was here.
These are accounted leaves. You see helmet, you see egg and the arrow. And these are very common ornaments, monumental structures. You always see accounted
Thank you.
helmets. If you look at the lintel, you can also see the helmets. These are palm leaves. Very common motifs. Every Syrian style architecture, the Roman era, almost the same decoration. And if you look here, you can see Amazons. So one of the foundation myth tells us maybe Ephesus founded by the Amazons. These are the lady, woman warriors of Anatolia. They are mythological actually, but many scholars they believe that yes, probably they live also in Anatolia. They are somewhere from the north. And on the other side, you can see the gods. Imperial family with the Greek gods. Again, it's a propaganda relief. They say to Ephesians, look, we have a blood relationship with your gods. And Medusa or Antoninus above the door. There was a wooden door here. And the four pedestals you see in front of the temple. This is from the 3rd century AD. Tetrarchy, the Rome divided 4 two Caesar, two Augustus ruled at the same time. So each of these emperors' Rome statues once stand here in front of the temple. Again, imagine this temple, it was completely covered. So our next stop will be the latrinas, toilets, public toilets.
Actually, if you ask me, I think it was a public toilet much better than public toilets are today. I don't know if you guys here, if you agree, but if I use a public toilet, doesn't matter which country,
Here.
my
They
experience
don't forget
is always,
latrines, they don't forget library and the theater.
that smell, it's a dirty
These are
place,
public
you
toilets.
won't stay longer than necessary, right? I would say it was completely the opposite with the ancient latrina. First of all, because there was a very clever system. You're going to see columns re-erected forming a courtyard in the middle of the room, which was open to the sky, and this allowed a constant fresh air circulation. Furthermore, there was pipes built into the walls, and through these pipes there was constantly fresh water running down, taking everything
Other
out,
interesting
flushing
part
everything
here,
out
you can see also some
immediately. So
pipes
bad smell was
in
not
the walls
even
going up
created,
to,
and this
when it
for
rains,
sure
also it's a kind
allowed
of
them to stay
automatic,
longer
wash,
than
here.
necessary,
And they
sitting
open the centers
next to each other on slabs
you know,
with
to the
holes
sky because
without a
probably to
separating
avoid
wall
the,
in between.
bad
So we
smell.
believe that they were chatting, maybe talking about business, whatever. Let's get in. I think now it's
اینجا یک توالت عمومی دوران باستانی در شهر افسس.
Imperial era.
Alright, so look, this is a reconstructed wall, okay, but this one still is original.
Meters. Goes,
Here we have a
down,
reconstructed
here.
slab with the
other
seats with the
interesting
holes.
part
The
is
original
the
ones
canal
used to be
here.
marble.
There was a running water here.
Look in the original wall, we see remaining pieces of pipes.
اینجا نشیمنگاه بوده
And
و
interesting
اینجا هم یک کانال بوده که کانال آب بوده.
cleaning their salt, they used sponge attached at the end of the stick, and there were also bronze bowls in front of the seats. So you just take one stick with the sponge, and for the hygiene, there was a salty water or vinegar, bronze bowl. So you take one of these, you clean, because there's a running water here, you clean with sponge and then you clean yourself, clean it, and then probably you put back to same bowl for the next lucky guy. So all these marbles parts, they are original. Look at, you can see the pipes going up
Is
to.
that everything was taken away immediately, plus the air circulation.
So that was also a big problem for the silting of the harbor. So because all the sewage system
As I said,
was going to harbor, to the sea. So when it rains or all the you know
in front of their feet, there was
deposits
a narrow
from the
canal through which constantly fresh
sewage
water was
system
running.
pouring
When one was
into
done, he got a stick with a sponge on it, which was dipped into the water. And this hole at the front was used to clean yourself with that sponge. And I would say that there are countries around the world where you won't find any water in the toilet, but there are of course countries like France and Italy, and maybe you notice here.
Evet. Gidiyor.
And our next stop will be the library. I want to tell the story of the library here because it's crowded there and it's very sunny here. So the library, okay, it's library, but it's for me it's one of the most beautiful burial place for someone. It's a monumental tomb for Celsus.
Oh my God.
So the Celsus was the Asyar. He governed Ephesus, and then he asked special permission from emperor for the Hirun. Hirun means monumental tombs for heroes or for important people. So he also left 25,000 of dinarius to his son for the construction. Then probably he died in peace. And then he buried under the library. There's a tomb chamber there, the sarcophagus, his tomb is still under the library. Then his son built a library over his father's tomb. And this is a room at the same time. And at the same time, it's a library, third largest library of the ancient world, after the Alexandria and then Pergamon. We were also in Pergamon. I told the story there as well, but there was nothing to see there, and there is nothing to see also in Alexandria for the library. It was completely demolished. So next to the library is the triumph. It's a kind of again monumental arch for the Augustus and his family. Two freed slaves, Mithridates and the Mazeus. They built this passage. It's a kind of a passage because between the agora, trade agora, and the library. This is another beautiful restoration of the city. But no doubt, the library is the most beautiful structure of the Ephesus. The architectures, they use optical illusion here. We talked about this optical illusion yesterday. So the colors in the first floor and the colors in the second floor, they are not same take for the height. Library and then over that beautiful new fountain for the city. Then in the 6th century, it was completely collapsed after the earthquake. Then in 1970s, the German archaeologists and the architects, they re-erected this beautiful library. Again, if you look at the columns, you can see some missing parts, especially look at the second one from the left. And another interesting part from right in front of the third column, you can see a menorah carved there. Ephesus was an important place for the Jewish community, and that's the reason why also Paul came and stayed here. We know from the Bible, Paul gave lectures for the synagogue of Ephesus. But we don't know which synagogue this and
Αυτά πάνω πάνω τα κομμάτια.
Come with you. Somebody else is taking it off.
Bekleyin ben size. Kapı gelen herkesi yakayım mı?
And imagine it was completely colorful, and there were two bronze horses on either side in front of the first column. Look at this motif. Eagle, you see the eagle there? The surname of the Casus was Aquila. Aquila means eagle.
Okay.
It symbolized him at the same time. It symbolized the Rome at the same time, because the eagle also the symbol of the Rome. On the pediments, look at the pediments top. You can see the Medusa head there. Again, the protector of the library and the city. There are 6 big windows face to east, so especially till afternoon. There was a very good condition for reading scrolls inside, so that's why they built 6 big windows. There's one imperial gate and either gate again for the library. From outside, you see 2 stories, but there were 3 stories inside. So in the wooden baskets like that, I don't know how they give this number, but these scrolls, they say 14,000 of scrolls once kept inside. And archaeologists also, they discovered 2 layers of gold on 3 sides behind the facade. Some say that this is a special way of construction to avoid the humid entered inside. So it's better to keep the scrolls or the products or the parchment scrolls better condition. It's a beautiful monument. As a large shade we can read Bible and talk about the Christianity in Ephesus. trade agora, one of the largest agora again. If you want, you can also sit. You can see the theater from here. Maybe this side is better. But olive tree, turn right, and then you're gonna find yourself in the orchestra. You can take the panoramic picture. After you visit the theater, please walk down from the stairs. Walk from the Harbor Street. It goes to the harbor, but you will not go to the harbor. You will turn right. Walk under the pine trees. And the end of the pines on the left side, you're going to see what's that. And you go out. The boat you can buy from here. Then you will arrive to the taxi, the yellow taxi. So I will be there. I will be waiting for you. So I go there and find our vehicle. Start the air condition for you. Then we will go to lunch. I think 20 minutes is enough.
خب بریم تئاتر آمفی‌تئاتر افسس رو ببینیم. خیابون اینجوری اومده به سمت آمفی‌تئاتر.
Go up that way, Rami.
Thank you.
Well, I think we missed. I don't know.
Where do you get to the tub? میره به سمت شهر مرکز شهر افسس. این که خیابونایی که اطرافش مراکز مهمی بودن. بغل پشت این درخت‌ها معبد اصلی شهر افسس بوده.
افسوس مرکز بت آرتمیس بوده و این بت آرتمیسه. چهره یک زن که پستان‌های زیادی داشته. در کتاب مقدس یک رساله هست که خطاب به ایمانداران افسوس نوشته شده، به کلیسای خونگی افسوس، و اسم کتاب یا اون رساله هست رساله افسوسیان. پولس رسول و یوحنا رسول در این شهر اقامت داشتند. وجود داره. این همه سنگ تراشیده شده، خرد شده، نشان از اینه که اینجا یک ساختمان بسیار مجلل و با شکوه و سنگی ساخته شده بوده. طبیعتا کار بسیاری بود، اما بعدها ویران شدند. دو 2000 سال پیش در زمان حیات زمینی عیسی مسیح این شهری پر رونق بود. از نقاط دور می اومدند بت آرتمیس ابراز علاقه و اظهار بندگی کنند.